What's up, brothers and sisters? So I'm going to attempt to pop in midweek from time to time and discuss topics that aren't related to dating and relationships. So if these are topics that you might be interested in, then feel free to watch. If you're not interested in these topics, then feel free to leave. Now today we're going to talk a little bit about financial freedom. Now there's something that I see on YouTube, particularly from success coaches, money and finance coaches, and I see a lot of these guys sort of showboating, showing off their lifestyle, the Lamborghinis and the escorts and the jewelry and the Gucci and all of this stuff, and that's sort of how they promote their brands. Now I do understand brand promotion, I get that, but what I don't understand is how that's financial freedom. In my opinion, if you want to achieve financial freedom, or attain financial freedom, I should say, it would be in your best interest to do it at the minimalist level first. You know, later on down the road, you can move on to more of a lavish lifestyle, but I think it would be a wise decision to start at the minimalist level. The average 18-year-old in the United States of America, if they're lucky and privileged enough, they'll go to college where they will take out thousands of dollars in Fed loan every semester. They'll get credit cards to buy their computers and their TVs and pay their bills and their clothing and all of that stuff. They'll get an automobile loan to pay for a new car. And by the time they're 25 years old, they'll have $100,000 to $150,000 in debt with nothing to show for it. They may or may not have a degree. And even if they do have a degree, the job that they get might not pay very well. And that is fairly common in this day and age. Now, in my humble opinion, that is even too big. I think everybody should start much smaller than that. They should achieve financial freedom at the minimalist level. If I could go back to my 16-year-old self, I would work part-time while I was still living at home. I would save up $20,000 by the time I graduated high school. When I graduated high school, I would have got a construction job or a factory job. I would have saved up $25,000 a year while I was still living at home, and I would do that for about 5 to 7 years. So by the age of 25, I would have $100,000 to $200,000 saved up in my bank account. Then I would buy a home. In particular, I would like to buy a duplex, and I would like to live in half and rent the other half out. So I would be debt-free. I would own a home, a car, I would have a rental property, and then I can start worrying about a career. I would have financial freedom at the minimalist level. Keep in mind the term freedom. What does that mean? Freedom means you are a free man. Somebody who doesn't have financial freedom lives a life of restraint. They're like a dog on a leash. They graduate college, they have hundreds of thousands of dollars in debt, they're looking for a job. Finally, by the time they get their job and they pay off all of that debt, they're in their 30s before they even start thinking about buying a home. And then they get a mortgage, which is Latin for death grip. Ironic that they use that term. So midway through their life, they'll get a mortgage and spend the rest of their life paying it off. So they'll never attain financial freedom. They'll work their whole life. They'll have a college degree. They'll do everything the way they're supposed to, but they will never attain financial freedom. But if they would just stay home, skip over college, save a couple $100,000, then they could achieve financial freedom. And that's just my thoughts on that. Now, I know the majority of my viewers are not 16-year-olds. Most of them are in their 30s. But keep in mind, If you were 16 again, it would only take you 7 years to save up $150,000. I'm sure there's a way that you can pull that off in your 30s. Can you imagine if 7 years from now you were able to buy a home cash or a duplex cash? How much different would your life be? You would have the time and the freedom. You could work part-time and have enough money to pay your bills and go on vacations, and enough free time to actually create, invent, better your life. Whatever it is you want to do. Do you want to be an author? Do you want to be a writer of any kind? Do you want to be a musician, an artist? Do you want to run your own business? Whatever it is that you want to do in your life, you would have the time and the freedom to do it. Now, the best part about having financial freedom is you live a stress-free life, and a life that fits you. You know, you live a life that you're happy with without the stress of debt. The majority of people can live a life that they're happy with, but they always have that stress of debt around them, and they'll never get over that. They'll be in their mid-60s before they finally start to see financial freedom. And that's no way to live. So that's my thoughts on financial freedom. You know, there are a lot of video requests that aren't related to dating and relationships that I would like to start getting into, but, you know, one piece at a time. And also, if you've achieved financial freedom, now you can start playing around with cryptocurrency and stocks and day trading and things like that. You know, the average man, the common man who is restrained by debt and doesn't have financial freedom, living paycheck to paycheck, doesn't have the money to invest in stocks or cryptocurrency or any of that stuff. But if you have financial freedom, you have excess cash that you can just throw into it, you can learn a thing or two. You know, it takes money to make money, but it takes time to actually build on it. All right, guys, that's all I have on this topic. If you enjoyed this video, like it and subscribe to the channel, and we will keep discussing all sorts of topics. LFA out.